Hey everybody, Denise Vasquez here, and welcome to another edition of How Accessible is Accessible for the Disabled Photographer Project. I am so excited, you guys. I cannot stop smiling because we are at one of my favorite national parks in the United States, Joshua Tree National Park. Yay! Well, I've been coming to this park since the early 90s, and a lot of things have changed over the years, but as far as accessibility goes, there is still room for improvement. We are currently at a trail called Cap Rock, and I would rate this trail 8 out of 10 because for the most part the trail is flat. But there's a lot of sand, there's a lot of rocks, there's a lot of gravel. In some areas there is uneven terrain, so it can get a little bit challenging, especially if you're in a wheelchair. If you have help, it's doable, but it is quite challenging. Now, if you're using walking sticks or a cane or a rolling walker, just tread carefully because you can easily lose your ground because of the sand and the gravel. But again, thank you to Joshua Tree for making trails like this, and hopefully in the future when I come back next time, this trail will be paved to make it ADA compliant. Now, I want to mention that the picnic area in the front is also not paved. It's rocky, sandy, and uneven, so it is challenging getting to the picnic area. And the restroom here has a step up, so I don't know how someone with a wheelchair would get into the restroom. I highly recommend building a ramp there, but we shall see. Let's go take a walk because the sun is setting. It's a beautiful sunset. We got beautiful Joshua trees and rocks, and hopefully if you're lucky and you do this trail, you get to see longhorn sheep too. All right, let's enjoy the view and take a walk. Great news, everybody. I found an accessible trail here in Joshua Tree National Park that is ADA compliant. So thumbs up and thank you, Joshua Tree National Park, so much for your efforts in making the park more accessible to everyone. And after today's meeting with the Joshua Tree National Park Association, I'm excited to learn all about all their efforts, even more so of what they have coming in the near future. So stay tuned. Now, we're about a quarter of a mile down the road from Keys View, and this trail I would rate about a 9 out of 10, only because there is a slight downhill slope coming to this overlook, but for the most part, this is a great trail. It is paved, there's hand railing here, and it leads you to this beautiful viewpoint overlooking Coachella Valley, Palm Springs, the Salton Sea, and more. So this would be a great place to come to view the sunset, and even more so because I'm the only one here at the moment. There's no one else here. I have the whole place to myself. So this might even be like Joshua Tree's best kept secret as far as like accessible trails. Now we're gonna head up to Keys View next, and I'm gonna show you the difference between Keys View and this viewpoint. Keys View has a tendency to be very crowded, and their accessible trail there is on a steep slope, and I'm gonna show you in a minute. So let's go. Coming to you right now from Keys View Point to compare Keys View to our last location. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of cars here, a lot of people here, a lot of noise here. And if you come to Joshua Tree to enjoy the peace and the quiet and the tranquility that nature has to offer, to meditate and to heal like I do, then this is not a place that I recommend for you to come, especially around sunset, because it's a very popular place to come for sunset. Now, I was told this location is ADA compliant, and I personally wouldn't say so because of the steep slope of the paths leading up to the viewpoint. The slope is pretty steep going up and pretty steep coming down both ways, and for those reasons, I would rate this path more a 7 out of 10, maybe even a 6 out of 10 because of all the noise and all the people. It's hard to socially distance here and be safe. So that's why I highly recommend the last location, because I had the whole place to myself. There was no one else there. It was peaceful and quiet. Hey everybody, I'm coming to you from one of my favorite locations in Joshua Tree National Park called the Chola Cactus Garden. Now, this is my go-to place to photograph sunrises, sunsets, and Milky Way, and unfortunately I have to report that this location is not ADA compliant, but the good news is that there's a huge parking lot where you can easily set up your tripod if, like me, you want to take some photographs. But if you do want to tread on this path, I just have to warn you that it is very sandy, very rocky. There's a lot of uneven terrain. So if you're in a wheelchair or a rolling walker, it can be quite difficult. And if you're using walking sticks or a cane, it is doable. Just take your time because you can lose your grounding in the sand, and beware of the chola because they are very sharp. Don't touch them, they will cut you. Now, what makes this place so special is as the sun is setting or rising and it hits the cholas, it makes them appear to be glowing. It's truly magical. It's something to see. It's something that I've never seen before coming to Joshua Tree. So this place is a must visit. Again, I want to thank Joshua Tree National Park for their efforts in making the park more accessible. There's a lot of exciting things in the works, so be sure to follow the Disabled Photographer Project at www.denisevasquezphotography.com. Check out my blog where I write all about it. If you want to make a donation, there's a donate button in the blog. And be sure to follow on Instagram if you're on Instagram at Disabled Photographer Project. All right, you guys. Well, I'm very excited and I'm going to go enjoy the sunset because it's out of this world. And we'll see you at the next stop. Thanks again for your love and support. And I'm Denise Vasquez.